This podcast is brought to you by The Pod Tower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show. Oh, are we ready? Are we good?
You're starting.
Oh, 3, 2, 1. Damn, that's what it feels like? That's a lot
what
of...
it feels
yeah,
like.
that's a big space. Yeah. It's interesting to know that it was in tempo, even with what it was like 3, 2, 1, clap, clap. Like it was stayed there. But now I know that it's been wrong for hundreds of episodes. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Brian's shirtless, as always.
Jamie's wearing a winter jacket for some reason and also goggles.
Yeah.
It's a weird
It's really
look.
cold over here. Not at all. It's so hot today. I went on a walk with Joe of Ra's al Ghul episode fame, and we both sweat really bad. Joe sweats from just existing, so it was not a good time.
I think we all sweat from existing, but
Well,
I think I know what you
Joe
mean.
does more.
No
Joe
external
glistens.
stimuli needed.
I mean, yeah, he can get out of the shower and already be sweating, and we'll just be like, I'm so sorry, Joe. Well, there must be a name for that sort of condition, but I'm not going to look it up because I don't care.
He's a sweatophile.
Not good. I'm James from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel. This is episode 138 of Jump on the Bat-Wagon.
Can you believe it?
Sweatophiles.
That's
I can believe it, yeah. I think I've said that in the last like 5 episodes. Can you believe it?
It's been at least 100.
This time, it's the next number after it was last time. It's crazy. I'm here to show my good buddy, Brian.
And I'm Brian.
The entire...
Sorry.
The entire DC... whoops. The entire DC animated universe from start to finish for the very first time, baby. In the controversial Airdate order.
That blows my mind.
I know. Can you believe it?
Yeah, yes. Just like our counting.
I think the Airdate order gets less and less controversial the longer we do this. It seems more accepted now, because we've been... just leading the charge. Is that the right phrase? For all like 300 people that listen to this. So he may view these shows the way human beings experienced them in the far gone days of the 1900s. At the time of this
So rich.
recording,
1:52
p.m. 152 is airing on Max and available, streaming on Max and available on DVD and Blu-ray. I didn't give you any time to say any of the things that you say. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Dog, my other dog. If you'd like to follow along, you can head over to bit.ly.
My other dog
/watch DCAU. Links in the show notes. So today we're watching the Superman the Animated Series episode Where There's Smoke. And your prediction last time was that Superman would be in smoke. I do think that happens, yes. This begins season 3 of Superman the Animated Series.
Can you believe it?
4 total seasons. I can believe it. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not butter.
It feels like 3. Is that still a thing? Does anybody know what that is? Anybody? All of you people, you heathens born like after the year 2000.
You non-believers.
Do you know what I can't believe it's not butter is? Is this like, it was such a big thing culturally when we were young.
I can believe it is butter, but when it's the opposite, I'm like, nah, that doesn't make sense. That can't possibly be the truth.
I think the great irony of it too is that like, isn't it? Oh, well, I guess that's the point. I was saying, isn't it not butter? But I realize my brain is just...
Yeah, that's so ironic. Just like that song.
Where everything in the song is ironic.
Yes, every single thing, like butter.
Man, I'm feeling like a professional podcast host today.
But it's not butter.
What about you? Are you feeling professional?
Yeah, I like this.
Oh, this is good.
Well, this first aired Friday, September 19th. That was recently. But 1998, that wasn't very recent.
That wasn't recent,
At 8 a.m. on Kids WB. One day
Fox.
after our last episode, Cult of the Cat. This aired number 42 and produced number 42. That's the same number.
Wow.
I thought so. This was written by Hilary J. Bader, directed by Dan Reba of Dan Reba fame. Music is by Harvey Cohen. Perhaps this is Harvey Cohen's last time composing. We'll never know. And animation is by Coco Dong Yang, our old buddies.
Wow.
If you would like to buy us a coffee, a Yoppie beverage, if you will, and support the show, we'll give you a shout out in an upcoming episode, and we'll plug your shit I've written. We'll also do a push-up for every $1. Brian really likes the phrase, we'll plug your shit.
I do.
Send us coffee for our health and your entertainment. Today's Yoppie Bevs come to us from Dylan Pollock. Just like every other time, right? Am I right?
Yep.
He bought one Yoppie Bev, and he didn't say a damn thing. So I think that we should do push-ups silently.
Okay, and then we can also...
5.
We can also plug his stuff, then not
silently.
Oh, yeah.
Dylan Pollock. Well, but dude, does he get... Yeah, I guess he gets a plug if he didn't say anything.
Well, if we know, we're just going to go for it. But if we don't know what you're up to, let us know. And we will tell people where to find you and stalk you. And also...
It looks like starting after this one, people have finally kicked in to saying the things that they do.
Okay, cool.
And put stuff. Yeah. Dylan and his cousin Gab host the Movies to Watch Before You Die podcast.
An incredibly fun good and entertaining podcast. I feel like I love listening to the ones that I've seen, and there's been a big long string of movies I've never seen, so I'm kind of in the red here. But it's a great podcast. They are both wonderful people, if you don't know. So go listen to Movies to Watch Before You Die. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Listen in your sleep. Give Dylan money or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But also be aware that Gab really likes The Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers from 2003 or whatever. And so that might be something that'll turn you off to the podcast, but you can push through it. You can do it. I promise. I just tell myself every time that I'm listening, I'm like, it's okay. She has other qualities. It's fine.
All right. Well, let's get swole silently.
Okay. Silently. Yeah. 5. So good.
I think my headphone cord might have made a little bit of a fapping there, but otherwise,
a fappening, if you will.
Yeah.
Horniest podcast.
Well, thanks, Dylan. I'm swole now.
I couldn't hear you over the size of my muscles. Now we stop so we can go watch Where There's Smoke. And we can smoke.
No?
Nope. All right. Bye.
Keep working, Billy. It'll come.
Ever have anyone who exhibited pyrokinetic abilities?
Pyrokinesis?
You know, the ability to start and control fires.
Oh, dear. Look at the time.
You haven't answered my question.
I've another appointment. Billy will show you out.
I knew he was going to do that.
Now that went well.
I'm doing the best I can.
That's what we're afraid of.
Oh. Can you, can you?
Oh, no, you need a better way to do it.
If you're wondering, Synyop, what you just watched, Synyop. Take a listen to the synopsis, the shortened summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
I thought about going Catwoman again, but there was no Catwoman. There was Fire Lady. Can you please tell me what happens in Where There's Smoke, Brian?
Yeah, I can tell you what happens where there's smoke. There's usually smoldering of some sort or another.
I can't breathe.
I am very funny.
Thank you. You're just like the small Professor X in the episode. He thought he was really funny.
Okay. That guy. Also,
what an egghead, am I right?
Paranormal, is I guess technically that fits the definition, but doesn't that not really fit the colloquial definition of paranormal?
I don't really know. I'm not in that space, I'm not in that zone. I'm not a paranormal myself, so I don't know if we use that word or not.
Okay, deal. All right, so here's what's up. We got Clark, we got Jimmy. They're on a boat. Jimmy's taking pictures. And then he's like, oh, I got to take pictures of this hot lady for the spank bank. And then,
for my personal collection, he says.
and then she walks over. She's like, hope you got my ass. And then she like, psst, and like sizzles his camera a little bit without anybody noticing except for us. And
did that hurt you at all to see the camera film go?
No.
James, it's a cartoon. It's not real. That's just lines on paper.
Jimmy gets his film messed up by Mystery Fire Lady. And then she walks into the women's bathroom and says, locking bathroom doors? I don't think so. And she melts the doorknob. Don't know how she gets out of there, but she melts the doorknob, and then she
unmelts it. She melts it harder.
Right. She melts it harder. Yeah, that makes sense.
Double melt.
So she shoots super hot flames into the very thin HVAC duct, only capable of moving air, but somehow it also moves fire. And the ship catches on fire, and everybody runs. And Superman's like, "Uh-oh, I gotta walk backwards into these flames as Clark Kent, and then fly forward as Superman."
He went in smoke as you predicted.
Yeah, I know.
He did this when he was in the smoke. Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good at this. And where do I go with this description? I don't want to do a play-by-play. At the prediction, not the synopsis.
Yeah. All right.
So Superman's getting people out, and fire-causing lady Volcana is stealing objects, mostly brown ones.
Oh, I would say they were a little more orange than the brown objects. Before
Yeah,
I called them brown objects, well, she was stealing. They were a hue of brown.
They were adjacent to gold.
Brown adjacent. Wink.
So yeah, she's stealing stuff, and then she whatever, she gets away, and then Clark is all like, oh no, who's this? I gotta go down and figure out this stuff. And these people are like, oh, you can't figure out this stuff. It's for your own good. And he's like, oh no, I gotta walk down this street. And then the guy's like, I'm just someone in a raggedy coat reading a newspaper. JK lol, I'm a government agent and I'm gonna follow Clark Kent. Oh no, he disappeared into this alleyway. Guess I better go back to government agency. And
I like the way that even though the style of the show, the art style is so simplified and the fewest amount of lines possible, he was still obviously a guy wearing a beard. Like was not his actual beard. Like I was actually sort of impressed that they somehow managed to find that little like gap of brain where you're like, I know that's not quite right. Something's weird about this.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It was good for the show, but bad for that James Bond guy that should have been better at his job.
Yeah. So I don't know. Superman says not my government kind of comment, and then
tax dollars at work or
whatever. Which is a little out of place if I'm being honest. And then Superman or Clark goes to a paranormal home for the paranormal, and it's like I don't know, daycare version of X-Men or something.
Yeah.
And you have all these kids who are like nursing their superpowers.
Last time on Daycare X-Men. But it's played by like a glockenspiel. Yeah, that's what I was trying to. Yeah.
I'm sorry for that.
No, don't be.
Okay, cool. And then we get Bobby Hill with more hair hiding under a table. And
what's the main? I mean, maybe you don't know. Dylan will know the main kid in Recess with the backwards hat. That's who I thought of. And then you said Bobby Hill, and yeah, that's the same thing. And then the way that he like stood up and said, "I knew he would do that," like as if he like had those powers or whatever. That was good. Yeah.
He was really trying hard. He was like probably just like the child of like a teacher there or something.
Yeah,
and,
so
he has to get brought along.
He thought it would be cool to be there. Yeah, but he can't actually do anything.
All right, Bobby Hill, you just hang out under the lunch table here and like rub your temples real hard until something happens.
Okay, Dad.
Was that your Southern accent?
That was my Bobby Hill impression, I think.
Yeah, same thing. So there's like a short Professor X walking around giving a tour, and then Clark is like, hey, tell me about anybody you've ever had that can like light stuff on fire. And he's like, whoops, look at the time. Whoop, 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 whoop. Pretty much literally, by the way.
Yeah, he says that, yeah.
And he skedaddles, and then stuff happens, and Clark's like, hey, come here. I'm going to give you a milkshake if you tell me about it. And so he tells him about it. And then
a root beer float.
Yeah, like several times over. And then Superman goes to Volcana to save her from the government agency that captured her and put her in a thing that she can't make fire. Also put her in like a weird, sexy bikini.
Yeah.
And then Superman...
Because reasons.
Yeah. And Superman shows up and is like, hey, you better let her out of that place. And they're all like...
You better get her out of that bikini immediately.
Yeah. And they're
I won't
all
stand
like...
for this.
They're like, we're going to blast you with laser. And then Superman's like, I'm gonna stomp real hard. And then...
That was a weird... Well, I'm sure we'll do that for his powers. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he breaks Volcana out of her... goldfish bowl. And she's all like, I'm gonna kill everyone. And then Superman's like, liquid nitrogen, no. And then she explodes. And then we like more or less cut to deserted island, and Superman's bringing her supplies, and the end.
And he's a jackass about like, you could easily get the other peanut butter she likes.
Oh,
he's like, you'll learn to like creamy and for some reason. Yeah.
No comment.
I thought as soon as let's get you out of that bikini. Here's the official synopsis. It's a good old one sentencer.
It's way faster than mine.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. Volcana, a villainess whose talent enables her to control fire. It's just a talent. She's just really good at it. Goes on a crime spree by stealing artifacts while on the run from government agents and Superman.
A menacing government agency.
Mm-hmm. I felt like the pacing of the episode was surprisingly good until the last 30 seconds where why did big fire knock her out? That we've seen the whole episode, she can stand in the middle of fire constantly. She is fire. And then he's no, not a big explosion, and big explosion. And then she's just on the ground unconscious. And then it immediately cuts to her on the beach in some tropical place or whatever. Like he took her to a place that she can't, like an island she can't escape from. What is that? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
But like, why did that hurt her? Is Kurt dead? What happened?
Okay. Do you want answers to these questions? Because I have answers.
I do, yeah.
Okay. He brought... Wait, what were your questions?
It doesn't matter. I asked Dan Reba between watching the episode and starting recording again. I said, we just watched the Volcana episode. Did Kurt die at the end when she accidentally blows up the nitrogen tanks? I need the official canon answer stat. And then he said, did we see him again? If not, he's dead, probably. And the answer is no. That's the only episode he's ever in. So.
Wow.
So cool. You heard it here, folks.
Thank you, Dan. My hero. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, there's a whole vat of liquid nitrogen, and
yeah, he was standing 2 feet away from it. Yeah.
The thing is, like, it said liquid nitrogen, kinda like it was a little obscured, and it was in the background.
You said like nitrog or something.
Yeah. And so, like, if you didn't know about like the chemical properties of liquid nitrogen, which also, it's not flammable.
I don't. Maybe it's nitrogen gas. I don't know.
I guess is liquid.
It's just nitrog. Don't even worry about it. Nitrogdor.
No, liquid nitrogen is not flammable. It is considered an inert gas and does not burn under normal conditions.
Well, she's Volcana.
Non-flammable. It will not ignite or support combustion.
I like the way then Superman just no, and then nothing happens. Oh. I guess never mind.
Maybe there was a tank next to it that was even less
solid nitrogen. That's the form that burns.
Was it like oxygen or something that we didn't? Anyway, there's a tank. There's a tank and it explodes. Whatever. You know what? And flame goes everywhere. Maybe it was just her power. Maybe it had nothing to do with the liquid nitrogen. But there's an explosion, and then they get flung, and then she's knocked out.
Then she goes to maybe he took her to a tiny island that's like surrounded by water, so there's no way she could do anything. But I think we saw her fly.
We did see her fly.
She did like Human Torch games there for a second, where she just into the sky, just like that.
Oh God.
Are you upset at that's not how that works of the fire this episode?
No, it was bad? Just my brain fighting with my half of my brain really wants to make a fire crotch joke, and the other part of my brain is that is in such poor taste. Don't do it.
Well, you did it now. We can just extrapolate from that.
God damn it. But that's how she flies. She puts her her hands between her legs.
I was talking about when she's leaving the boat or whatever, she turns into fire and then leaves, flies away.
Oh,
but she does do what you're saying too, where she does a little rocket propulsion between the legs. Yeah,
she does a rocket jump.
Mm-hmm. But it's more like a vagina. I thought the episode was pretty good. I liked the James Bond-isms of it quite a lot. It was just kind of randomly James Bondy, but it was appreciated, I guess. What you pointed out when I was thinking it when you first see her in her fishbowl bikini, and eye patch guy Kurt is wearing the Dr. Evil hazmat suit thing.
It is exactly that. Which came first, by the way?
I'm sure. I think that is already a play on an older James Bond movie.
It is.
So it's
Dr.
It might be Dr. No, yeah. I think it is. But either way, I was like, oh, what kind of joke can I make? And then he said something about how they've been, hunting her down for a long time or something. And you're like, it cost $100 million. So I was like, yeah, okay, good. We were both there.
It is also very much a Dr. No reference. I just looked up.
Yeah. We did a whole video of James Bond references in the DCAU a couple of years ago, and this episode was featured heavily, but damn if I cannot remember the exact names of the James Bond movies that things are from.
It's okay. You just got to remember DCAU stuff. Anything else is just bonus points.
That's true.
You get that, listener? Bonus points.
It's the brownie points for all the brown objects that she stole from me.
Brownie object points.
I think that was a little weird to me. Was that the same building that Clark Kent was going back to? The yacht club? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay, because we have are
you talking about where the
museum,
where the gas was?
The opening scene on the with the stuff with the fire,
right?
Was that the same building that he goes back? It must have been.
Yes,
he goes back to, and then clearly bad guy man is like, hey, don't go in here. We're doing stuff.
Yeah,
I'm in a prisoner jumpsuit for some reason. I'm totally not a guy, but
I'm totally not a guy.
But we have a maritime museum here in Small Bus, and you can just go in. Why did I guess because a yacht club is different, but there's a bouncer being like, yeah, you can't come in here.
I mean, I've had pretty much in a different situation. I've had almost those exact same words happen to me at a yacht club.
Okay. Well, then never mind. I like the way that you were. You seemed to enjoy the riffraff at the start with how the guy's like, but I gave you $100. That, thank you. That's nice.
Yeah.
Go away. I appreciate it.
I love that. And I always love Dan's points of view. I tend to have a lot of fun with Dan's episodes, I've noticed. And I don't think it's just a bias.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really have much or any influence on the writing of the episode, but
does he not? Vibe, Are you sure? Because it's always entertaining.
Well, what was the bit where? Oh no, I'm just thinking of how small Professor X, when he's drinking root beer floats and he makes a paranormal joke, and it gets really quiet and awkward because it wasn't funny, and Clark Kent's thinking, or he's listening to Volcana at the museum and can somehow picture her, or was he seeing her? I don't know.
Hard to
say. Looked like he was just listening, like he heard an explosion. And I swear we zoomed in on his ear, and then he sees a circle image of her breaking into the museum. I know those sounds. That's the sounds of Volcana in a museum. I've been trained on this.
His ear sight is really good.
Yeah, his ear sight's 20/20. But
You know what they always say? Earsight's 2020.
Yeah. Damn it. I should have known Volcana. Hearsay. Yeah. But Small Man is like joking to himself and laughing.
What is his
on the
name?
Couch. His name is Director. He doesn't have a name, the character. The credits just have him as Director. But he's like laughing at his own joke, and it sounded a lot like Dan Reba going like, "Yeah, it's something that's so funny, ha ha."
Yeah,
and I thought that too. I was like, that sounds like Dan, and then you're like, was that Dan? And I was like, I don't think so. But now I wonder if like there was like a pickup or something where like they needed an extra line, and he just did it. I have no idea.
Time to text Dan again.
No, I already asked him my daily question. I can't.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm allotted one. Everybody gets one. Let's talk about the cast of this episode. We got Tim Daly as Superman slash Clark Kent.
He was both of those.
He was those.
We get Jimmy Neutron as Jimmy Boy Jamie Jim
Jimmy
Pants.
Neutron. Dana Delaney as Lois Lane, who was barely in this episode, but she said like one thing.
She was like, I'm going down this staircase as Clark Kent goes the other direction. Was it an escalator?
Yeah, I think it was an escalator. I don't know why. I guess the Daily Plan's real big. Perry Gilpin as Volcana. She was mostly known as Roz in Frasier, like consistently a main character in Frasier. Most of the other stuff she's done is kind of just random little appearances and things, but that was her big thing.
Perry?
Roz Frasier.
Perry
Gilpin. P-E-R-I. Like girl version of Perry White. Style of spelling.
Yep. I didn't watch Frasier, but
I mean, I never did either, but I know the character.
Don't recognize that face.
But you'll know this one. We got William H. Macy as director.
What?
You'll know him from many things: Pleasantville, Mystery Men, Jurassic Park 3, Seabiscuit, and Wild Hogs, of course, with John Travolta and Tim Allen and whoever else is in it.
Holy shit! What is that show with like the dysfunctional family?
Yeah, I was trying to look through his list of stuff for things I recognized, and that was coming to mind, but none of the titles were sticking out, and so I don't. I don't remember. But yeah, you got it.
One moment, please.
I wonder when I press that button, if anybody listening goes like, "No, I will not give you one moment." God damn it, they say.
Is it Shameless?
Oh yeah. That's it.
It is Shameless. That show is intense.
I don't know why he was the guy, but he was the guy. He also played a character named Ralph in one episode of Frasier. I wrote down because it was right there. Peter Gallagher as Kurt.
The Gallagher with the mallet?
Gallagher himself.
And the watermelon? Oh my God, it's so funny. It's not
the same. It's not, and then he goes, I'm Dan Reba. This is his only DCAU acting credit. He's another his face guy, but I've put maybe because sometimes I've said that and you don't know who the guy.
I'm sorry.
Peter Gallagher. Peter Gallagher.
One moment, please.
He played a character named Chuck Cedar in Mr. Deeds. He voices Del Clawthorne in The Owl House.
Yeah.
Oh, you know him. Okay, good.
But from what do I know him from?
50-50 chance. I don't know. Maybe you know him as Sandy Cohen in 92 episodes of The OC, which I've also never watched.
Maybe. Oh, you said Titanic, didn't you?
No, that's a different Titanic, I think.
It's a mini series, a 96
TV movie or something. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Nope. No idea why I know this guy, but I definitely know his face.
We have Dennis Haysbert as Agent Number 1, and I think he was also the bouncer guy at the start. He previously played Barkley James in Mean Seasons, the hot new car for summer guy that's not standing there. He's the Allstate guy. That's the thing, you know.
Great.
David Kaufman as Jimmy Olsen. Greg Berger with 2 G's, Greg Berger. We've had him before as Agent Number 2. Previously manager of Round Clock Pizza in The Late Mr. Kent. And Vincent Starkey, a.k.a. Vinny the Shark in A Bullet for Bullock.
Wow.
Those are his things that he did. The scene where they come in with their big mashed potato guns, or what you said, cottage cheese. We've had 2 years to think of how we would defeat you. And then you're like, it's with cottage cheese.
The cottage cheese jetpack.
But why
or
did
you said
all
mashed potato cannon, and I really love that.
Mashed potato cannon. Why did all 3 of them have a different version of that too? Like
prototype 1, prototype 2, and prototype 3.
One was over the shoulders, one was like a vertical gun, and the third guy had it under the armpits. And I was like, you could just have the same thing. It's fine.
One of them is just a double leaf blower that throws mashed potatoes in reverse.
It's the whole SpongeBob episode with the leaf blower where they don't talk, but it's just mashed potato gun and Volcana. And Volcana's getting really annoyed that they keep putting mashed potatoes in her yard. Get off my tropical island.
It just makes it really good to sound when it launch potatoes into her yard and all over her face.
It actually sucks up all the fire at the end instead. John Mariano as Agent Number 3. He was previously additional voices in Heart of Ice, and we just had him as Vincenzo, a cop in Torch Song, the other fire episode.
Wow.
Fire person. Did you feel a sense of, oh, fuck, a fire person again?
No.
Like so close to Torch Song? Okay.
Well, yeah, no.
Okay. the shot when you first see her like zap the doorknob with fire, I thought, oh, Brian's gonna be like, God damn it, a fire thing.
Buddy, I'm along for the ride. Just put me on this train, hit the go button, and I'm only gonna start to question it when I have to pee.
Okay, that sounds good. Superman shows up in Batman's fire armor. Last credit is Debbie Mae West as Billy, otherwise known as Bobby Hill. This is their only DCAU acting credit, mostly known for video game and anime voices such as World of Warcraft, Naruto, Metal Gear Solid, and Sailor Moon. She played Gigi, Woman, and Gleek in Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. If that's for you.
Oh.
And then she was also additional voices in Queer Duck the Movie, which is not Duckman Private Dick, but I felt like including it. It's close enough.
Yeah, I had to double check the character, but Gigi is amazing in Harvey Birdman.
What about Woman?
In Harvey Birdman?
Yeah, I don't know who Woman. I'm sure it's a very notable character.
Yeah.
I know Gleek is the Super Friends monkey. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you for
You're
that.
Welcome.
You want to give me some trivs?
Thank you. I do. How'd you know?
Because I've done this 138 times. Yeah, I can believe it.
Times. Wow. When Superman gets hit by a laser in Kurt's lab and crashes with a machine, I think that's supposed to be into a machine, the resulting explosion is reused footage from the gas canisters as Superman ignites in the way of all flesh. There it is. I should have put that last. I'm trying to put those last. So it's good.
You just read it at the end.
Trips. Yeah.
You just go through and pretend you didn't read that and edit it.
Okay. Yeah. I'll cut that out.
Yeah, good.
This episode borrows elements from the Stephen King novel and its film adaptation Firestarter, 1984. Particularly the aspect of a child born with the ability of pyrokinesis, which the government wants to develop into a weapon. There was also a man with an eye patch in both the original story who was an agent in charge.
Sweet.
I've never read that. Have you read that? You seem to
No, but I do recall the movie.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is there... There's a movie, right?
I said, yeah, the film adaptation.
Okay.
Yes. It's okay. Volcana was in The Shining. That's all you need to know. The character of Volcana was created for this episode. Though Firestorm of Project Firestorm is likely in reference to the DC hero of the same name. He was also mentioned in the end of Torch Song, where her agent is like, what do we go on tour? We could call it this thing or Firestorm or blah, blah, blah. Firestorm first appeared in March 1978. Firestorm, the nuclear man. He had the ability to transmute objects into different elements, provided he knows the chemical formula. He claps his hands, you go on the ground. And
Interesting.
He's still around today. He's a pretty cool guy. He's got a cool design. His head's on fire.
Like the main criteria.
Oh, fuck!
The main criteria to be a cool guy. Be like, that Dylan Pollock, he's a pretty cool guy. Check it out, his head's on fire.
Head's on fire. Should probably do something about that.
Hey Dylan, maybe just on fire your head, but then he wouldn't be as cool.
I know.
Dylan.
It's a catch-22.
Speaking of catch-22, Dylan, when are we going to play Helldivers again?
Oh, is that speaking of catch-22?
No, no.
Okay.
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Fahrenheit 451. Kurt was designed by Dan Reba, modeled after actor George Lazenby, known for playing James Bond in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
That's why you look so familiar. Dan, I know we had a little conversation about this, but we need to have some more conversation about On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Have we had Dan on since we watched that movie?
I don't know if we had him on or if we just talked to him about it.
Yeah, we need to get him back.
We do need to get him back.
We need to be like, explain to me why this movie's good.
We should just have a bonus episode of like real talk
with Dan.
Talk with Dan Reba, and we just talk about On Her Majesty's Secret Service and why you and I think it sucks.
We'll watch it again.
And why so many people think it's good. Because I don't know, like all the explanations I've had are
such a long movie.
It's such a long movie. All the explanations I've heard seem to be like, oh, well, it's just so good and creative. I guess
it was the first time that there was a love story or something, and I'm like, neat.
Yeah, it's like where people like really just latch onto something because it was the first of a thing, and they think it's really good for that reason. But it's like, no, it's just like a fucking flying bat, dude. It doesn't make it a good episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like it. I like what you're doing. I was gonna, similarly. I mean, I was gonna basically say the same thing, and then you caught me off guard with how maybe On Her Majesty's Secret Service is the Batman the Animated Series for the people who made Batman the Animated Series, for being like, but have you watched it in a while? Like there's some good parts, but there's not.
I think the problematic thing there, and like not, you know, of course we're gonna forever have her on leather wings situation. I don't want to get too into Bond world. I'm sorry, Jamie, but okay. Like you and I sat down, not even with the highest expectations, but like, you know what, we're gonna buddy up. We got these snacks, we got this beer. We're gonna watch this movie that a lot of our friends love. Let's get into it. And we went into it like not like with a high expectation, but just like, this is gonna be cool. Let's watch this movie. Yeah. And like an hour in, all of our tolerance wore off. Yeah. We're just like, nope, this is still not good. No, all of this, everything is bad. All of this is bad.
Become good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last like 3 hours of the movie, we just mocked it.
We shouldn't talk about this too much. Nobody cares. You're here for DCAU. Whoa, wobble, wee, whoa.
You should just say like, cut it. So it's like, we're like, yeah, and On Her Majesty's Secret. And then you cut hard and then go to, well, let's not spend too much time on that.
Yeah. It just doesn't do any of it. I didn't do that. I'm sorry. The rogue government agents in this story are based on prominent super spies appearing in Marvel comics. Nick Fury, leader with an eye patch, albeit on the other eye.
Oh, come on.
Timothy Dum Dum Dugan, bowler hat and handlebar mustache. Gabriel Jones, I don't know who that is, and Jasper Sitwell were the other two agents with him. So they're all based on like S.H.I.E.L.D. agents from Marvel stuff. Yeah. Furthermore, the uniforms worn by workers at the underground facility greatly resemble those worn by the agents of AIM, a longtime S.H.I.E.L.D. enemy.
Oh.
Also James Bond.
AIM, AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah, there you go.
Who you are definitely too young, no matter who you are.
No, I used it.
No, I mean, you and I are old enough. Oh. Nobody else can. Kimmy can't remember.
Oh, you, the collective listener, you? Yeah. Last trip I've got, when left behind at the island at the end, Volcana seen wearing a white bikini, likely a reference to the popular scene in Dr. No where Bond's love interest Honey Ryder is similarly attired in her first appearance on a tropical island.
It was so obvious I didn't think to mention it.
Yeah, like, of course that's
which they also played off in that was also Dr. No, right? Because that was
yeah,
that was also something they ripped off in Austin Powers. Oh my god.
Yeah, and
my listening skills, I rolled like a 2 on listening today. I'm very sorry.
I rolled like a joint before we started.
You said smoking at the beginning of the episode.
I did. I told you to do it. It's my fault. Oh, the last trip is when Superman gets hit by a laser in Kurt's lab and crashes with a machine. The resulting explosion is reused footage from the gas canisters that Superman ignites in the Way of All Flesh. Did you know this?
I mean, you started to say it, so yeah.
Keen effects.
Ooh, I got one. On the boat, in the fire, all the characters go black and white.
Yeah, that
Love
was cool.
it.
Black and orange, kind of orangish gray. There was also when she follows Kurt down the Dr. Evil Moon base hallway and swirls around him, and then she appears through fire and her eyes are glowing and stuff. That was keen. Although the eye glow was like slightly off from her actual eyes a couple times, and I was like, man, come on, you suck.
There was a couple times in this episode where you could see the the shadow of a specific part of a layer.
Yeah.
And like it kind of like lost focus and stuff.
Yeah, it had a couple of iffy spots, but
Not sure what that's about. I don't blame the people who made the show. I blame the person who photographed the show.
I blame the person who watched the show and saying mean things about it. We don't like those kind of people. Get out.
Okay, see you.
Whoever you are. Yeah, bye. There was something else that I thought like, oh, that was keen when it happened. Oh, her melting the glass on the thing.
Oh, that was good. It was like having it go from like the red molten glass to like cooling and hardening liquid glass. Yeah, that was awesome. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of creativity in this one.
Yeah. It's a Dan thing.
It's a Dan thing.
It's a Dan thing, but I don't think there was any CGI in this. So, like how we had Sub-Zero being like, "Whoa, CGI," and then Over the Edge was like, "Whoa, CGI," and then nothing since then. That's just been. I added the category because I know it'll come back, but it's like we didn't. We're not ready for that. We're not going to do that.
Which I'm very happy for.
Yeah.
For them to like, I don't know if it was intentional or not, for them to be like, oh, CGI, let's try this out. Nope. Let's just march that back a little bit.
Yeah. Pretend we didn't do that.
This is 1990, whatever. We're not going to deal with computers yet. That's a little too awful.
What even is a floppy disk? I don't know.
They're so solid. It's 1998. Those floppy disks are not floppy anymore. I'm confused.
Mm-hmm. They crumble into little bits when Superman touches it underwater. Superman's powers. There were actually quite a few different things to go over here.
Okay, Big Stomp.
Yeah, Big Stomp. I was just wondering what you wanted to call that, but I think Big Stomp's pretty good. Big Stomp, and I'm going to put as the descriptor, he did a big stomp. In, what is this called? Where there's smoke.
Yeah.
For weaknesses, he got hurt real bad by red laser.
Yeah.
A lot. And by fire a lot.
And by electricity. When he got those like
he got jellyfished
dudes.
quite a bit there. What was it you call? You almost made a fire in my laser thing earlier. So
blah.
Yeah, I'm just going to put fire in my laser. Red lasers in where there's smoke.
He also had big propeller spin.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like Tasmanian Devil.
Dreidel.
Or Dreidel powers,
that's Dreidel, Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah.
But you were laughing pretty hard at that. And then that was so early in the episode that I was like, here we are back with Superman. He's just doing ridiculous things, but whatever. Oh, fire. It was just surprising how much it like shot him backwards and made him go oof. That it was just fire.
How about that bit where she's like, hey, Superman, what if I light your feet on fire? And he looks at her and goes, whoa!
My boots! My boots are burning.
But then, like, the amount of times that he's just like, what was that time, like, the building exploded and he was just like, there, not on fire
he's just
anymore?
Standing there, he's fine. Yeah.
But this time he's just like, whoa! It was like that.
Super fire.
Who's that, like, 50s actor who's, like, really, like, gangly and whoa?
Don Knotts?
Don Knotts.
You're thinking? Yeah.
It was a very Don Knotts moment.
Okay, I'm going to put Don Knotts fire, I guess. Don... I don't know. What do you want to call it? Don Knotts boot fire. That's Volcana's fire. And where there's smoke. Why also did she, like, every time that she gets to the point where, I mean, I guess because it's a cartoon and she can't murder people on screen, but like Nick Fury comes to her house and she's like, a person? Oh, I'm watching a spider crawl across my wall. That's cool. I'm not going to be able to get to it. It's too fast.
Ooh, is it a Oregon giant house spider?
No, luckily. It's like a little black guy.
He's a Black Widow?
Black guy. No, I hope so.
Oh,
anyway.
Dude, I had to kill the biggest Black Widow the other day and I hate it, but it's always like, oh, I gotta protect my pets and my family, and that is a very big Black Widow, and I gave it the
yeah. And there's every once in a while there's one on the garbage cans outside our house, and every single time I will go out there to do the garbage at night when we text each other about doing the garbage, and I shine my flashlight phone all over the handle of the garbage can for like I'm not gonna put my hand here and carry it across the yard. Yeah,
I will say that for most months of the year, that's a little overkill. Fall, they become a lot more active because they have babies they're protecting.
Yeah, well, right about now is like Spider Town. Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying was that Kurt comes to her house. She puts fire around him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why didn't she just kill him?
It was creeping death. It was like starting to like slowly close in. You couldn't really perceive it, but over like the course of a year, that would have really sucked.
It would have gotten there. Yeah. If she had just kept it up, never slept. Well, and she does the same thing near the end where she's going to murder him for sure, and she still does the swirly flames, and it's like you could just shoot it through his chest or whatever, kill him, whatever.
But instead, she's going to explode the non-combustible liquid.
Yeah, the nitrogen powder. Who knows? Okay. How strong Superman? 1 through 10. He got fired a lot and lasered a lot, but he also did put his fingers in a wall.
He put his fingers seamlessly, as if the wall was made of whipped cream. He just went, and he put his fingers through, and then he grabbed a chunk of wall and pulled it out.
A perfect, like, from the floor chunk of wall. Like, he didn't just pull a hole out of the middle. Yeah.
It was just so funny to see his fingertips, and I was like, I would love to watch that frame by frame because it looked to me like you could see it coming. Like his fingertips show and there's like an outline.
He like Kitty Prided his fingers through the wall and then shape. Kitty Pryde from X-Men who goes through walls. You should know this, Brian. Anyway, he put his fingers through like a ghost. and then the shape of the wall cracked. And then he just pulled it out. Yeah. Is that a power?
I don't know, man. It's at least
wall finger precision.
He's at least got finger strength.
I'm going to put fingering precision. Precise fingering. No, fingering precision.
Yeah, I love that.
He grabbed a very specific chunk of wall. But that's not what's the number? The number of his strength.
Dude, I don't know. He didn't really do much. He was just like punching holes in walls. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm going to give him like a 3.
D5 35. I did this isn't, I mean, there's no Superman's usefulness, but I liked how Batman-y he was in this. He was doing a bunch of detective work. He held a guy out a window over the ground.
Yeah, it was very Batman-y.
You said, I think, I'm liking season 3 Superman already immediately more than previous. Like I think I said he's getting stuff done because it's like he could, like any other episode, he'd probably just be like, huh? Fire lady at the museum. I tried to stop her, but she shot fire at me. And then he catches her some other place later, and then they fight in the end. Yeah. But this one was a lot more. There was a lot of stuff that happened in this episode. So
also his strength. We didn't finish that.
I know. What? 3 what?
3 gallons of cottage cheese.
Oh. Out of 10?
Out of 10.
Yeah. I'll give him a 4 just to be contradictory for no reason.
Oh, cool.
4
gallons.
Guy that kind of looks like Bruce Timm talking to her on the phone that maybe died out of 10. Because those guys came in and they're like, what did you say to Volcana on the phone? And he goes, and then it's commercial, and then we never saw that guy again. So I don't know.
Everyone dies. Everyone dies.
Did we see that guy come back? He must be dead. Cool. Where's Clayface?
He's the wall.
he just pulled Clayface out of the wall. That's why he was standing there pretending to be a wall. Yeah.
He's like, it's weird that I got this gig as a wall. It's kind of just like hanging out all day here, and whoa, Superman!
Yeah, his fingers through.
Maybe Superman. My God. Maybe Superman was using his X-ray vision, and he saw like his skeleton. He's like, oh, that's Clayface. So he just like boop and pulled him out.
You could tell, yeah.
But he was also saving Clayface from the fire.
Yeah, from the fire. What a nice guy.
That's cute.
I like it. Should that mean I erase the fingering precision as a power? Because he was just Clayface.
Just grabbing Clayface.
He grabbed a very specific chunk of wall that was Clayface. There we go. It all works.
He's bald, I'm bald, we're all bald.
It's been so long.
Who's the baddest bald of all? It's James and Brian's final call. The Balderarchy.
I don't think that guy was the ice cream float guy was bad, but he was very bald.
He was definitely the baldest.
Mm-hmm. And Kurt was bad, but not very bald. So, who is it?
What about Volcana?
I think her hair's hair. I don't know. It's
pretty subjective.
Livewire's hair was subjectively electricity, but is Volcana's hair fire? I don't know. I'll message Dan.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hi.
Well, we could just say, oh, come on, we got to have someone bad and bald. In this
I know there was
episode.
no bad bald. I mean, the small Professor X did, like, he was sort of part of the history of Volcana being treated poorly, but he didn't seem like a bad guy.
Oh.
He was wrapped up in it, but it wasn't his fault, I guess. I don't know.
There might be something there.
He didn't even have eyebrows. He was so bald.
Can we just give it to him just for his level of baldness? Like, maybe not a bad guy, but very bald.
Okay, I'm going to put director and in parentheses, small Professor X. He wasn't very bad, but he was in cahoots.
I think you're saying incredibly bald.
Bald.
That's like that episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. You, sir, are bald.
Oh, yes. I guess that guy with the bowler hat was, if he was based on Dum Dum Dugan from Marvel Comics, then he's bald, but I don't think we saw the top of his head necessarily, so. Oh, well.
But who's the bowler hat of all?
Books or hip-hop?
Books.
Hip-hop.
Okay. Top 10?
Jamie, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, what do you think?
You have a problem then, because you have the Main Man Part 2 as your number 10.
Hold on.
You're gonna do with that.
I'm just going to do this real quick.
Main Man becomes the bullet for bullet of this list. Or it has to stay as an honorable mention.
Also, I got to say, I got a new neighbor, Jamie, for you on this side.
Was it Old Man in the U-Haul from last time?
That's right. Yeah. No. Old man and questionable characters were supporting cast. It's a lady, just solo lady, older lady by herself. She's cool as hell.
Woman,
next door woman
from Time Out of Joint.
She has a tiny little dog who likes to bark, maybe more than my dogs do, which makes me feel a little bit better about my dogs barking. You know what his name is?
The dog? Man Bat.
Lobo.
Oh, nice. Obviously named after the DC character Lobo.
Yeah, that was my first thought. I was like, I'm going to forget this lady's name. I'm not going to forget her dog's name.
Dog, voiced by Brad Garrett. Hey, let's go get some soda. The dog's name is Bibbo Bibowski. Bibowski wouldn't be a terrible dog name.
No, it wouldn't.
So what are you doing? Where are you putting this?
Jamie, I was looking at the cheat sheet. Thank you very much. And after much consideration, I'm going to put this right after Ghost in the Machine and after Two's a Crowd.
Above Two's a Crowd.
Above Two's a Crowd, sorry. Knocking off Main Man Part 2. However, it is going to stay in my honorable mention just because he's such a fun character. Where there's Smock. Should I read my list or is that okay?
Yeah, we haven't done Superman for a while. What is it?
Okay. From 10 to 1, The Way of All Flesh, Father's Day, Two's a Crowd, Where There's Smock, Ghost in the Machine, Brave New Toaster, A Little Piece of Home, Last Son of Krypton's Parts 1 through 3, The Late Mr. Kent, and World's Finest Parts 1 through 3. It's going to be very hard to dethrone that one.
I know. I don't know if it'll happen. Your Brave New Metropolis, Brave New Toaster, is that should be the next Brave Little Toaster movie, like 30 years after the fact. Just Brave New Toaster. Yours is so high up. Mine's at number 10 at the bottom. I've got Brave New Metropolis in reverse here. Little Girl Lost, Main Man, A Little Piece of Home. There's a lot of little titles. Ghost in the Machine, Two's a Crowd, Way of All Flesh, Little Son of Krypton, parts 10 through 30. Little Mr. Kent and World's Finest, parts 1 through 3. I do think I'll put this on here, but I don't I think it's only going to go at number 10 because I think Brave New Metropolis is like a, I don't know, fan beloved episode of this show, but I remember it didn't do much for me. Yeah. Like I think it had a lot of potential and was a cool concept, but it just had so little time to play with that idea, and then it was just over.
That's fair.
So I'm going to put Where There's Smoke above it, but I don't think it's better than any of the others on my list. Okay. So there you go. No honorable mention for Brave New Metropolis.
At least it's higher than On Leather Wings. That's all I care about.
Oh, of course, duh, because it's in the better show. Now we do the mail. When we come back, I will tell Brian the name of the next episode, and he tries to guess what it's about and what show it is. Because we're at 2 shows simultaneously. We're gonna have 3 shows simultaneously not too long from now.
Oh no!
Oh no! Here we go.
Yeah. That yacht. That one small extra yacht. Put it over.
We dropped
What we dropped?
our weekly yachts.
Oh yeah, those.
Into the comment box first. There sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's
so
mad.
Too bad we're all.
At least I am.
Just Dylan Pollock.
So good, so good.
Thank you, Kimmy.
Thank you, Kimmy. It never gets old, and neither do you. This is.
Why'd that sound like a threat?
And neither will you. Oh, no. If you, the listener, would like to reach out to us like the Fire Hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, our top episode, one of the parts of it, you can send a short-ass email, an email for your ass, or a 60-second voice message to Bat-Wagon, I've changed it, batwagonpod@gmail.com, or leave a comment on today's episode on the Pod Tower YouTube channel. But please do not spoil anything past this episode for Brian. Everyone's been pretty good about that for a while, so thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Our first here, this is comments or emails from last time, Cult of the Cat, or 12 Dead People and 2 Jiggle Bones. From Kevin Delacry. Hey guys, please tell Kimmy that the answer is Mount Holyoke, whatever.
Holyoke.
Which you accidentally saw on Google when you typed in Mount H.
I was, yeah.
And then you were mad at yourself.
I was
signed a former New England college dick. P.S. Here's a fast review. The Volcana episode's cool, but it's doing a lot. Covert ops, hit squads, pyro thieves, and X-Man School for the Gifted. And it never feels like Superman's story. It could have benefited from the late Mr. Kent's narration to get us more into detective mode, or a part 2 to let things breathe a bit. As is, it's pretty okay. I guess it did. I felt like I said, I think the first thing I said on this was that the pacing was surprisingly good. Even though it did cram a lot into there,
I know.
Fire vagina. From Leg Corp, Yopton's log number 93. There is nothing suspicious happening here at all, I assure you.
3, 2, 1. Yopton's log number 93. My ship came to Parallel Park next to an I can't believe it's not Kryptonian vessel. A little floating chair emerged from the underbelly of my neighbor's ship as I was invited aboard. I hopped into the strange seat and was carried into the ship.
To my dismay, however, the brainy being on board insisted that I touched his balls, all of his brainy balls. And I made a hasty retreat to get away from the robotic Weinstein brother. I fled to the relatively new fortress of Yapitude, guarded by the dear polar brethren, and took refuge from the beast.
Upon stepping out, however, Gene Simmons emerged from the sky and kicked me square in the eggy wrinkles. As he puts me on a space hog and ferries me away, I fade to black, ending this entry.
Damn, did all 3 of you meet up to do this? It sounded like it was all recorded in the same space. If so, that's cool.
Yeah, I need some context.
I like how many times we assume like, oh, we know some listeners here in Big Bus, but everyone else must be scattered across the globe. And then none of the Australians ever get together. Because Australia is so small.
Australia's pretty tiny. Who lives there?
Mm-hmm. I don't even know. Nobody important. I'm so sorry. I take it back. This is from LexCorp Cares. You go to one boat regatta and they think they can replace you. The existence of a private volcano can neither be confirmed nor denied. Sent from a Lexo Sail 5000. All the joys of sailing with that classic 99.863% kill rate of a Lex boat.
Hi, this is LexCorp. The other representative is at the, was it a boat regatta?
He took some mental health vacation for some reason.
But there was a boat regatta involved,
Let me check
right?
my notes. I don't know. This is my second day.
Okay, I think there's a boat regatta.
Boat regatta. Is that a cheese?
Regatta cheese.
Guys, are you sending in a message right now?
Oh shit.
He's back.
Lex will kill you if he knows that it wasn't recorded well. Is the audio? Have you checked the quality?
It's fine.
It's Chris.
He has a lava pit. He has a personal volcano.
We could use this potato. Is that okay?
Chris,
no.
The finest regatta
No, you
cheese.
can't use any of Lex's food.
Okay. Does he know?
It's very important.
Does he know if regatta is a cheese?
I don't. Is regatta a cheese?
I think regatta is a cheese.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, we can use that then.
Damn it. I think I'm just going to play Ryan Hips next because somehow I have an idea of what it might sound like. Professor Root Beer floats school for paranormal twerps. So does Clark wear mirrored glasses and just x-rays through them while going about his day? The fuck was that?
Oh my God. We talked about that.
Yeah. Well, we brought up how can he not x-ray through his glasses because he had to lower them?
Mm-hmm.
But then he also did see a really distinct, clear reflection in his glasses of the guy behind him. So I don't know.
Maybe they're special glasses.
Yeah, they're his brand for his special eyes. And the one guy have an eye patch. Did the one guy have an eye patch because the thefts were nautically themed, me matey? So that just happened with my left hand. Here it is.
It's paranormally good, or whatever that guy said. That was fucking stupid. It's a special Halloween Horror Nights edition of this. And if you've been paying attention to this mail segment, I think you know who's here with me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. That was in Raleigh yesterday. Oopsie.
Oh.
It's everybody's favorite Love Island metropolis. Or, that's not a seaport. That's a giant propeller. And does anyone else wish, after Superman had done the spinny thing, he just started projectile vomiting? Okay, so we got Allstate Insurance Guy, and I'm glad he's a cartoon, because whenever he's not selling insurance, and I see that face and hear that voice, I can't take a single goddamn thing he says seriously. And we got more badass Superman, not taking shit, which I love, and 90s cartoons reminding us what a giant scumbag Bill Clinton was.
Oh my God.
Okay, bye.
I forgot about that.
Thank you, Ryan.
Where they touched the president's lips. It was like, what hasn't or whatever. It was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. And Bill Clinton is canonically the president of the DCAU at this time, which we'll see later. But we have seen the president from behind, and he sort of looks like Bill Clinton, so it all works out, I think.
Who hasn't seen the president from behind, if you know what I mean? I'm saying Bill loves pegging.
As soon as yeah, we know, we got it. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm not sure if he's president right now in the show or if he was.
What year is it?
In the show right now, I think it's 1998, like the actual year it came out. But but Bill Clinton was a president in the DCAU. I just don't remember if he only had one term. So did he have one term in real life?
Yeah, I honestly can't remember that much. I think he had two, and he would have been ousted in like 99 or 2000, something like that. 2000, I guess.
1993 to 2001. So yeah, that's
yay.
That's okay, well,
it's
thanks,
weird.
I was
looking at
Corp and Lex Corp.
Oh my God, yeah. So Ryan, shame on thee for not getting in on that trend.
On the day.
You were right there. You were right there, man.
What
but also thank you for the setup because we were expecting that.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
That was great.
If we had watched that one first, because it was a video of him standing there also.
Oh, was it? Where was he standing?
And like under a parking lot light. I don't know why. We couldn't hear the this time at least, but this is from Dr. Derp. Where there's smoke, or I am the goddess of hellfire and I make Tony J uncomfortable. I get it. Like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Brian doesn't get it.
I don't.
This one's fun and underrated. Really well paced and a memorable villain in a dense government conspiracy. It's also another great example of Clark Kent being Clark Kent as he investigates the conspiracy without his Superman persona. I did like when the director guy was like, if you can take me somewhere safe, I'll tell you everything. And then Clark Kent is like, yeah, okay, just walk over here with me. Like they just leave. Like there's no like Superman could take you somewhere safe in an instant, but he can't be Superman, so he just has to be like, well, I hope no one tries to shoot us or something.
That's got to be the worst. It's just like, I could deal with this so much better if I could just Superman right now. But
I mean, he did that in the yacht club at the start where he's just like, Jimmy, get the fuck out so I can be Superman. Please leave.
Clark, why are you backing into the flames?
Yeah, oh my
Superman,
God,
go save Clark Kent. He's in the fire over there somewhere.
Yeah, nobody questioned that later. It's also a bit disappointing that Volcana's traumatic backstory is communicated almost exclusively through exposition. I did have that thought. We didn't really see her do too much. She was just kind of talked about. But there was a lot of ground to cover in only 20 minutes, which might also explain the relatively abrupt ending. Yeah. A lot of memorable action beats. Nick Fury and his Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. do not go down easily. That being said, the DCAU horny streak is certainly going strong. I think I saw Volcana dancing in a Disney villain's fireplace once, but that might be just a hunch. Ha! Also, whatever Dan Reba said.
Is this a Hunchback reference again?
It is. Also, you ever notice that the one explosion from My World's Finest Girl or whatever looks like something out of a Roadrunner cartoon? Until next time, Go-Go Gadget Acme Rocket. Fire by Arthur Brown plays over the loudspeakers. Also, are the loudspeakers things reference to the Titano episode playing on the loudspeaker? I hope so. We saw a child's crayon drawing of Titano, I think, in this when Clark Kent's looking at pictures. Yeah.
And also Superman.
And Superman. That was him. He couldn't tell them, though. It's like, wow, this crayon drawing looks a lot like Clark Kent. I just felt like putting glasses on Hey, wait a second. Yeah, the horny thing at the end we didn't mention really, where she's just like, oh, would you like to have sex on this island? And he's like, no, I have to leave. I got you peanut butter. And then she blows a fire kiss onto his cheek and it just evaporates and he doesn't do anything. But you were just like, ow! Like, as if you just went, no, ow, my weak spot. Like, fuck. It was good. Metropolis Mayor Franklin Berkowitz. Hi, whoever still lives in Metropolis. I certainly don't. It seems like there's a fire lady somewhere out there. Good for her. Oh, she's from a school for superpowered kids? A government-funded school for superpowered kids in Metropolis? We have that? I thought that was in Westchester, New York. Get it? From the X-Men animated series, which might exist in our universe as it shares some pop culture with real life, whatever that is. Well, that's what you get for supporting school vouchers, Metropolis. Anyway, it sounds like a problem for the next mayor of this dump. Vote Berkowitz for senator if you want. I don't care. This is a real safe seat for whatever party I'm part of. This is from Jack of the Cards. Hi, I know I'm not a normally consistent commenter or anything, but that's okay. But I've been listening for a long time, 2 years, and I feel like I should update y'all to the fact that I'm now a college student. Yay! And instead of going to parties, I will inevitably want to leave in 30 minutes. I'm listening to you guys yap while I work and wait for the banana war. Anyway, bye, jumps into the void. Also, whoever does the Yopton's log, please make that a podcast. That shit slaps.
Where's your college? Are you doing good college things?
Me college dick.
Are you at Big Bus? Everyone should go to Big Bus.
I hope so. Charles Motosierra, regarding Where There's Smoke, I feel like it's got a lot of wasted potential. We all know these 20-minute episodes can only go so far with their themes, and there's all the censorship and stuff, but Superman against the U.S. government is a really cool concept, and it seems like where the episode's going until Superman says, you see, Nick Fury, you're the one to blame. My good friend Bill Clinton, whose lips have made contact with all the inanimate objects, was unaware of this entire situation. For context, in Action Comics #1, Superman's first appearance, he's all about fighting corrupted institutions as a perk of being written by during the Great Depression. He finds out that a senator is corrupt, so he goes to Washington, beats up the senator, then exposes him in an article as Clark Kent. And next issue, he finds out the guy was involved with war lobbying, so he kidnaps an arms billionaire and says, we are both enlisting in a random Latin American country to see how you like being in a war zone, bitch. And each story has like 8 pages. I guess my point is sometimes the law sucks, so have Superman do some crimes sometimes, especially if the villain is going to end up in a tropical paradise instead of prison anyway. Also, Kyle. Oh, yeah, Mr. Kyle. Yeah.
Kyle? You're talking about the Kyle?
My goodness. This is from Chris Fit 138. Greetings, Jungle and Boogie in Big Bus, Oregon, all the way from Candy Paint Slab with Swengas, Texas. Have fun with that.
What? Candy Paint What?
Slab. I don't know what a swanga is. As I'm a wordy guy, I'll try and punctuate myself. So cue the ambient new age nonsense music. 1. Batman's in the Batwing chasing down Goon Man sounds like a Bob Dylan lyric or Randy Newman. 2. Banana Man implies the possible existence of a banana man bat on leather peels. 3. A lot of listeners have disappeared from the early days. I hope listener is doing well and hydrated. Yeah, me too. 4. Were Roxy Rocket to become more popular as intended, could we have referred to her as Backdoor Pilot? God. I like it. 5. And in the Night Part 7 comic, young Bruce Wayne is shown trying to learn magic, even taking part in summoning demons. Both Zatannas, father and daughter, refuse to teach him magic, though, because his pain is too dark and all-encompassing. So weirdly, B-Task Batman performing magic could represent either of the opposites, a total loss of control or a complete and peaceful control of internal darkness. Interesting. 6. Raw dogging this Kryptonian bad boy was an unfortunate choice. I may have to get myself checked for Black Mercy. Redacted? 7. At least I am becomes 3% more demonic sounding each time it gets played in the Dylan Polly. I look forward to Brian seeing the DCAU Justice League but also, yes, we can be woodworking buddies. We'll bond over complaining about body aches and catching auto gyros to Siam, as we are apparently equally ancient. That's the old spelling of ancient with it is a T. Brian remembers it.
I sure do.
Hoping you had a great International Batman Day and more Yoppie meditations next time. Chris Fitt. Yeah, Batman Day was 2 days ago, I think, at the time of this recording.
What?
3:36.
Why didn't you tell me?
I'm sorry. You were supposed to watch Mask of the Phantasm, but you didn't.
It's true.
Because you couldn't. It's okay. Eric LeBeau, where there's smoke. Or James, please tell me you know how they animated Volcana melting that glass. It was so keen. It was red and then it wasn't.
With art.
Yeah, art.
Volcana has got it going on with a body temp that rivals the sun. Oh, Croc, what are you doing here?
Wrong!
What am I doing? Recording my voice message for this week's episode. It's a pretty good one. Good commentary, good comedy, and a really effective Superman. Don't judge me.
Wrong!
No, you can't be the baddest bald of all in this episode.
Wrong!
Look, we've been over this. We had a whole moment with music and everything. Brian and James laugh. Good time for all. Even if the music was just my phone ringing.
Wrong!
Well, there goes that take. Until next time, keep calm and yop on.
I like the evolution of Killer Croc becoming a worse and worse roommate. And then he doesn't even say much, but you can tell. Ashley Tutchin, fun Kyle fact. This episode of the podcast was uploaded on Batman Day here in Oz. So a belated happy Batman Day to you all. I hope Santa Bat snuck down your chimney to loom over you while you slept. Oh, and Brick, you can add another name to your list of May birthdays. 11th of May, baby, for Ashley Tutchin.
See?
He's Australian.
See? Ashley,
May,
the
yeah.
Australian.
Could be lying.
Class actor right there. What'd you say?
Mm-hmm. Could be lying.
No, Ashley wouldn't lie.
This episode made me realize something important about myself that I don't think I've realized till now. I don't think I like Catwoman episodes. Trying to think of this episode, I just had this vague notion that it was another cat person one, which made me realize that I just kind of lump episodes like this and Twiger all together. Heck, throw the wolf one in there while you're at it. Something about them just doesn't gel with me. It probably doesn't help that I still abhor that Catwoman redesign. On another note, I've been at a Comic-Con this weekend and I saw a Funko Pop of Man-Bat from B-Test. I was so close to buying it as a troll present for Brother Broderick, but I'm too broke to waste money on that sort of thing. I have that pop figure. Believe it or not. Would you believe it? Maybe if you could park that big bus of yours a little closer to save on shipping. Stay Yoppie and keep the Zeta Project enthusiasm alive, Brother Kyle Broderick. We Zeta fans are few, but we are mighty.
Ashley, you just moved to America.
Yeah, that'd be easier. Jordan Newman, Gotham Insider. Ooh, / musical moment. Gotham Insider.
I hardly
know her, yeah.
You're listening to the Gotham Insider reporting from Metropolis.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight's top stories: a woman on fire attacked a showcase event at the harbor. The fire was put out by Superman. Later in the day, an explosion was reported in the local research building. We are currently investigating if these two events may be connected. The mayor's office has Oh, I'm being handed new information here. Okay. It seems they're not connected at all. The woman on fire was a hoax, and the explosion was caused by a ruptured gas main. Nothing to worry about in Metropolis today.
Now over to the music. I really liked the sort of spy espionage music when Superman started asking questions, and there was oddly chipper music in the research lab experimenting on children. And now over to the Cult of the Cat. Yeah, that did sound like a Star Trek episode. I have no idea why, but I did catch a DSC ray at the beginning of the episode when the cat was approaching Catwoman. Never apologize for loving your fandom.
You cut it off right at a minute. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for confirming the Star Trek. I forgot how it's been so long since we've had Superman episode that I was like, Gotham Insider, what the hell? And I forgot that there was Summer Gleason for those now. We've switched back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great addition, by the way.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Super Beetle. Bonjour, jambalaya and Brussels sprouts.
Bonjour.
Finally, we're back to STAS / New Batman Adventures, and it's kind of horny again. Maxima is laughing somewhere. Where there's smoke or no Clark stop flirting with the criminal is pretty solid. I would have preferred we actually see Volcana's past instead of everyone just talking about it. Yeah, but hey, short run times, what can you do? I honestly thought White Nick Fury was doing atrocities in the name of the government, and I feel the twist takes some of the early tensions away. I guess when it's just like, oh, you were just doing this because you don't like her or whatever. Where did he get the funding for his Dr. Evil base? I guess maybe that's where he originally had her. I don't know. Side note, Jamie, what was with all that Solomon Grundy stuff? I thought you weren't spoiling the DCAU for good old BR. Slight jab aside, you Yoppie guys have a chill week. I thought about that, and I don't care. Whatever. I get to decide when Brian gets a minor spoiler. But he also thought he knew who Solomon Grundy was for some reason.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He was wrong.
Wow.
Well, so there. The Banana Baby says goo goo gaga translation Kyle. I had to make sure I included that. But Banana Man says who?
Oh, okay. We need all of the last ones.
It was what, and then whelp, and then who now. And last time I was listening back, we said that if you need medical assistance to say help, and he didn't say help. So I guess he's okay.
Okay.
But he's not okay because he's not saying okay. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah. The end. The unknown. This is the next clue, I guess. People assume that the DCAU is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually, from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, rhymey-wimey stuff.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
Welcome back, Yoppers.
Hi,
a written list? Sure, guys. I'll put in the Discord server. Why not? Let's play. The character's not Lois Lane today, nor is it Baby Doll, so don't lose hope. These mind tricks can really stretch your scope. I'll tell you what, if you guys guess who she is in 2 episodes, I'll reveal why she was taken. But oh heavens no. We'll wrap it all up and I'll share my name, so keep pushing forward. Rise to the game. You're getting close, don't be foes. Like Andrea Bowman as the Phantasm, so bring your sharp wits and a hint of sarcasm. I'll see you all soon. Till next time.
That didn't help me at all.
Do you want to go to the Discord?
That's what I'm looking now. I'm looking for, let's see.
One moment, please.
I don't see a list in here, unknown. Maybe I'm crazy. Got a purple name. I'm looking for purple name. Purple name. Purple name. Where is it? Where's the list? You lie to me?
The
Did
list.
You lie?
The
list.
List.
The list. The list. The list. List. Stop! I don't see it. I don't think it's there.
I request an extra week and the list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if I'm just stupid, then yeah. Dino-faced individual. Where there's smoke, there's hench reviews.
Ooh.
Comment submitted by Furious Nicholas. Thankfully, me, Kurt, could my parents have thought of a more threatening name for a future shady agent, has managed to have my consciousness be backed up into some sort of device. After all, my physical body was obliterated, I think, in a big gas fireball boom, as is the governmental nomenclature. While the downside to my computerized life is that I now have to worry about viruses basically destroying my brain, I also get to play Minesweeper with my whole being. I'd rate Volcana a 3 out of 5 This is probably the fourth time someone has mentioned Stranger Things in this mail segment. No, they haven't, but that's a good comparison. Yeah.
Still haven't seen it.
We just did X-Men without even thinking about it. True score. Where there's smoke or where there's horniness again. James and Brian. Yeah, I did it normally. And
what?
1998 must be the year of the horny for the DCAU, because damn, these last 5 episodes have been extreme. And they just keep coming, pun intended. Enjoy what was said today. It was Allie and I. Here's what was said. Our horny meter has been risen once again from a new DCAU episode. My private collection is wild, Jimmy. Ayo legs. Superman is a top again, and not like that. Huh? Oh no, 3 white men. However, one of them is not white. She can give as good as she got. Huh? Yeah, that was an interesting line. I don't know. Oh, look, the Human Torch. Yeah. Where do you find an apartment listing that has trapdoor ceilings? Yeah, those guys just came out of the ceiling. They just fell out of the tiles.
What if it was just like a normal drop ceiling? And the bad guy's like, okay, you got to stay up there. You got to stay up there. Wait for the signal. Just wait. Just stay. And then whenever you're ready to come down, just like put your weight on this. It's like basically cardboard. It's going to collapse. So just hang out here.
Where were they standing before?
They could have just been with him.
Yeah, there was no reason.
Hot take.
Yeah. Ooh, for the fire. Why was there sexual tension between them now? Till next time, Brody, sent on my oddly uncomfortable and sensual leather suit to keep my fire powers contained. Hey, Brian and I are back to record two specific mails that came mails. Oh, yes? Say hello?
Hello?
That was more of a question, but Kyle and Dylan both sent in mail after the fact. Yeah. And because we like them or something like that or stupid, we're doing another recording just for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would also like to say that to record 2 specific mails, I feel like each week we're recording 2 specific mails, and that's you and I.
That's so true. Thank you for taking the time to wait to say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was worth it, I think.
I'm going to tack on right now, though. This is the last time we're doing this. This is the last time we're doing extra mail, and it's nobody's fault. I'm just telling you now, if you want the chance for your mail to be in the show, what do I got to do, Aaron? They got to send it before Tuesday, he says. Before Tuesday, not on Tuesday, okay? You got that, Dylan and Kyle?
I get it, but also,
there's no guarantee anymore. It's over at this point, all right? It's over for Dylan cells. This is Where There's Smoke from Dylan Pollock. There's a dire need for better episodes, he says.
Time for the thoughts of the week from Dylan Pollock on Where There's Smoke, or Volcana and Jimmy's private collection, Eruption.
Ugh.
Anyway, the people outside the boat must be a bit confused as they just see the boat go up in flames and Superman comes flying out. They got to be like, that guy's a menace. Also, what a sick 90s burn when they go, the whistle was touched by the president's lips. What wasn't? Take that, Bill Clinton. No president will ever be as ridiculous. Also, can we talk about the fact that Kurt is just a Nick Fury ripoff entirely? He's even got an eye patch, for Christ's sake. Anyway, the whole thing's ridiculous. A secret government organization meddling with supers? Stupid. They should really just keep all this politics out of the DCAU.
They really should at all times.
Anyway, is this a happy ending for Volcana, or is she just trapped for the rest of her life? Speaking of trapped for the rest of their life, you're trapped in the question of the week. James, if you were trapped on a desert island and Superman delivers you the same snacks every month, what do you have in a break?
Ooh.
I am a chunky peanut butter guy.
I'm also a chunky peanut butter guy.
Wow. High five.
That was
it was a censor beep, which means it didn't actually make it in. So, you know.
Oh, shoot. I mean, is it like one snack or just like in general?
It seemed he only brought her peanut butter and that's it. It's kind of a.
But there was other like
move.
Boxes. There was boxes behind her. I'm going to say a few things, but what would Aaron get?
Oh, I'm just saying if it was this little boy, he would want goldfish and fruit snacks.
Oh, yeah.
And those little yogurt covered raisins. He likes those a lot.
Those are great.
Yeah.
I would say I would probably go like chocolate covered raisins, mango. Holy shit.
I've seen you eat many a mango.
Oh, I'm a sucker. Mango and grapefruit are probably like my top couple. Pineapple's really good too, like fresh pineapple. So just like all fruit.
Yeah.
And then like also goldfish.
Yeah. Box mac and cheese.
Nilla wafers? Nilla wafers?
I guess you can't eat box mac and cheese unless you make it. Like you have to cook it. So
You can totally eat box mac and cheese.
Oh, I've got some 25-year-old box mac and cheese right here on my shelf. Should I eat that?
Just boof it.
Yeah, okay, that'll work. It doesn't kill you if you put it in your butt instead. Anyway,
all right, what's your snack? What's your snack?
Oh, I don't know. I really like goldfish also. I don't know what it is. It's probably the salt because there's a lot of salt on
MSG.
Yeah.
What about potatoes?
I don't know. Blueberries are pretty good. Yeah, I'm with you at the fruit, I think. Okay, Kyle, you get your time fighting a cold. So
Kyle
apologies for the Kyle time. Where there's Kyle, fighting a cold. So apologies for the quality of the recording. Wow, stay Yoppie, dude's the one and only Kyle Narania. All right.
James, brother Broderick, I've been told we're supposed to be bringing that back.
Yes.
There it is.
I thought about this while watching Where's the Smoke, which I don't have anything interesting to say about whatsoever, but Marvel obviously had a somewhat successful shared universe with cartoons as well, particularly in the 1990s. And I was curious how Brian felt about those shows. What was it like watching all of those comic book characters get TV shows in his late 60s? Is he a fan of those? Has he revisited them at all, such as the way that we have revisited the DCAU? And if he has or has not, Brian, are you planning on ever checking out X-Men 97? And also, what is your favorite Marvel character? And what is a comic with that character that you would recommend to someone who maybe hasn't read as many Marvel comics? Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, Kyle, you get only 7 questions next time. That was 8 too many. No. Someone asked you if you'd been watching X-Men 97 a few weeks ago when it was coming out, and you were like, nope, everybody keeps asking me that. But I don't think you watched other than X-Men and maybe some Spider-Man, from what I understand. I don't know.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm not against watching X-Men, but my girlfriend and I are trying to push through so many shows at the moment. I'm just going to give this like kind of evil stare across the office. However, Soul Eater Soul Eater has been great fun. We've been trying to go through Anthony Bourdain's stuff for a long while. We've been watching Parks and Rec again.
Yes. Okay. Good.
So I'm not against it. I probably would watch it just to see what they've done. I've not revisited anything from the 90s. I imagine it's 90s trash, but I would also appreciate the nostalgia therein. And I don't know, what other questions were there?
Something about character. And if you've read a
comics. Wolverine is just like my default answer. He was always my favorite growing up. And
especially the action figure with removable hat.
Yeah, you know, the one that's over that way.
The hat.
I really liked the series. There was like the series of like his origin. It kind of like there's a I can't remember what. I mean, it was just like the X-Men comics, but there was like a season where they were like delving back into his past, and that was really
You're
intriguing.
saying X-Men Origins Wolverine is your favorite movie?
No, I haven't seen that.
We should watch that together sometime.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, I was going to say, it'll go on the endless list. I did watch a decent amount of Spider-Man when it was on and afterward, but when like on tape releases of it, but I never watched X-Men ever until like earlier this year. I started watching it.
Wait, you should stop, and then we can do a podcast about it.
I've been thinking about that as the farther into it I get. I'm only 10 episodes in, and I've been like, should I not be doing this? Should I be making content instead?
No, you're the DC guy. It's fine. You just enjoy that Marvel shit.
Well, I'm trying to. I think I'm spoiled by the stuff that we're watching. Like, obviously, there's a lot of like in what we're watching so far, but like, comparatively, it's like a gold mine. I'm trying not to be biased, but the animation in the X-Men show is so laughably bad, and I mean, a lot of it is ACOM, so it's like just watching this insanely like they tried so hard but fell so far. And in the end, it didn't even matter. So
no. Amen.
Anyway,
yeah. So thanks for that.
They just got a revival series 30 years later. It's fine.
Thanks for pulling back that veil. I expected it to be bad in one way or another. I don't remember the art being specifically bad, but it was also like 1993, and it was just a cartoon. I had no basis for if it was decent or not. It was just there was a superhero thing I watched.
I think it feels to me like kind of like the last of an era of like Thundercats and Transformers and stuff like that of late 80s fare that was like overly detailed, like too much to animate, like there's too much to draw and that kind of stuff. And then Batman started figuring it out, and everybody after that was like, oh, that's how you can do it. Okay, we'll do that instead. So
I mean, that's true. What is the late what is the early 90s if not the late 80s? And, right, yeah. I mean, realistically, like all those things were probably starting to be like storyboarded and figured out in the late 80s before the 90s production. Yeah. So I don't know. I get it. I get it.
We should still watch X-Men sometime together, even if we don't do it for a podcast. But
bro, we should watch some. I even forget what it's called. Freakazoid.
Oh yeah, we really should. More than ever.
Yeah. Yep.
And last first we have Mark Aquino. Where there's smoke, or why no, the DCAU writers don't have a fire fetish. What makes you say that? Thank merciful Dylan, we're back in Metropolis, baby. Oh, it feels so good to be back. I've missed these bright, optimistic cityscapes so much. And what do we have to usher us back in? Another fire-based villain. Oh, I can hear Brian banging his head on a wall all the way from here to New Jersey. I think we just assumed that everyone assumed he would hate Fire Guy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right.
That said, I do think this is much better than Torch Song, if a bit too busy. I think Volcana and her power set is more interesting than Firefly. Yeah. It's also, I think, presented better than what Firefly did, as the reds and oranges of the flames contrast better with Metropolis's color palette than the Gotham of TNBA. There's a lot of exposition being given to how Clark, and by proxy, us, ends up getting added too much to the story. If it were up to me, I would have streamlined it by just having small Professor Xavier be someone who used to work for evil OG Nick Fury and then left due to the cruelty of the experiments done to Volcana. To me, that would have been simpler to do, as the whole detour with the secret institute for kids with paranormal abilities is unnecessary and doesn't really go anywhere. That said, I do still enjoy this episode. Boss, biggest bear hugs to the number one podcast host in this here multiverse of ours, Joe Don Baker and budding romance. Praise to our Lord and Savior, Dylan Pollock, just like Superman and Volcana at the end of the episode. Keep up the great work on your own podcast. Remember to tell Gab that she rules, even though she likes Cat in the Hat, but that's okay. Likewise, to all his loyal disciples, all the names, you're all the absolute best. Don't you ever forget that. And now for your listening pleasure, Bizarro Mark would like to perform for you all a special piece sung to the tune of Beethoven's Ode to Joy. Ode to Joy is that da 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 da. Yeah, Kyle, 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 Kyle. You get it. Rapturous applause. Scarface. My hubby's got the most beautiful singing voice. He sure does. Till next week, big old whoosh. I just flew away, baby. I was surprised you didn't put blew out all the smoke or whatever, because that's what happened in this episode.
Smoke.
Smoke was there.
Like the title.
Like in the episode, yeah. You got it.
Oh my God.
Okay, Brian. That's the podcast. The next episode is called Critters. Is it Batman or Superman? You may have heard us talk about this one before. I don't know.
Superman.
No.
Fuck.
It's Batman.
Okay.
What's it about? Critters. What's it about?
Small creatures.
There are some small creatures.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What are they doing?
Stealing jewelry.
No.
Stealing nuclear launch codes.
No. I don't think they're stealing anything.
Stealing my heart.
Stealing McGorry's.
Stealing McGorry's!
Yeah.
No thievery? The critters are not thieving?
They're not thieving.
Are they solving?
No.
Are they solvents?
They're liquid nitrogen. They're whatever. What was that episode that just had a close up of the thing that just said solvent? I don't remember. It was kind of recent, but whatever.
I don't know either.
Anyway, yeah, critters.
Back to the bat, like Samurai Jack. Critters. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Gotta get back to the bat. Critters. Yeah. Watcha. All right, we have 12 episodes on that note. We have 12 episodes of Superman left.
Can you believe it?
9 episodes of Batman left. Can you believe it? And 12 episodes of the podcast left till we start another new show. Can you believe it? Wow. I'm excited.
Wow.
Get pumped, Brian.
Just tired today,
full
man.
of liquid nitrogen and blow up.
Okay.
It's flammable.
Liquid nitrogen. One of the most flammable substances on Earth.
Solid nitrogen. Was there a good subtitle this episode? Should we just make it up the very last thing we say?
Volcana stole the sexton.
What? What's a sexton?
The thing that you use for like dead reckoning or whatever on a ship. So it's the thing you like look up at the sky and you point it at shit and you're like, oh, we're going this direction probably.
Oh. Is that what dead reckoning means?
No, actually, I think they're kind of exact opposites. I think dead reckoning might be the like sun sets in west. That's west.
Oh,
I think.
Why is it called that?
Because if you navigate that way, you're dead.
Goodbye,
New
everybody.
title. I don't know. I've never been on
the whole thing we just said.
I've never been on a boat before, Jamie. I don't know.
Never? You've been in a kayak?
I've been on several boats, Jamie. I don't pilot them. Goodbye.
There's a Justice League Unlimited episode years from now called Dead Reckoning. What's it about?
Someone losing their direction, like in life, metaphorically.
Sorta.
Yeah.
Guess you'll never know.
Oh, right. Fuck.
I don't know. Bye.
Wait.
What does that mean? What?
Hold on. This is the after show.
Nobody wants it.
In navigation, dead reckoning is the process of calculating the current position of a moving object by using a previously determined position or fix and
by using
incorporating
dead people. They always float and point toward where the boat is.
Speed, heading direction, and elapsed time.
All right. See you guys next week for Critters.
Wait. Hold on. James.
No. What?
How is your day? Are you doing?
Are you pretty good? I'll see you later.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're done now.
Oh, but wait.
Nope.
Hey, I told you last time. I like chunky.
Adapt.
Food, shelter, sunshine. Could be worse.
Could be Metropolis Women's Prison if you weren't so volatile.
Polite to the end. Your mother raised you well.
I was lucky.
Yes, you were. I hope you'll think of me, especially on those cold Metropolis nights.
Don't you ever cool down?
No.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted by the Watchtower Database. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for DC Animated Universe videos on a regular basis. This podcast is edited and produced by yours truly, James Strecker. Musical themes by Kimmy, Cooney Phoenix, Viltsu, Eric LeBeau, Jordan Blumen, my mother, and of course, my smooth co-host, Brian, Brother Broderick Meneely. To buy us a Yoppie beverage and hear your name read in a future episode, or to nab yourself a Yoppie Dude t-shirt, please visit the links in today's show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. You can hear more on today's DCAU episode by checking out our friends over on the DCAU Review and Tim Talk podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice. You'll damn well hear it read on the show. If you'd like to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, you can email batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Pod Tower. New episodes of Jump on the Bat-Wagon are released Fridays on all your favorite podcast feeds and watchtowerdatabase.com. And we'll see you next episode. Same PP time, same poo-poo channel.